Man, we are retro this weekend. Do you dig it?
Yeah, I'm hyped. New look. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be some good footage. Of course, the bikes look sweet. So yeah, I'm hyped.
So, rookie season, I'm sure you always want to win. You want to do good. I would say the earlier part of it, maybe a little bit above expectations. Last two rounds were admittedly rough. I'm sure people wonder, like, what kind of happened the last 2 weekends? What do you feel like when you look back on it?
Yeah, definitely. The way I look at it is you only have one rookie season.
Yep.
And just take it as it goes. Keep learning. And whatever happens, happens. If you do good, you do good. If you don't do great, then you don't do great. You have a rookie season for a reason. And, I mean, obviously next year, it's not a rookie season anymore, and you have one goal. So this year, right now, is just learn. Keep having fun with it because you have one rookie season, and you want to make the best of it.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. That's my main thing, and I do get caught up in the you got to get on the podium, you gotta win. But again, I have to go back on myself, and it's like the dude that you're in the title fight with has been in it for 4 or 5 years. So it's like just reeling myself back and realizing that it's only my rookie season. I got time. I got to learn. I got to get work on my technique. I got to work on racing. So we got some stuff we got to work on before we start worrying about trying to podium and win every race.
Like I said, though, this is rookie year. It's a learning experience. What do you feel like you learned the last 2 weekends in those difficulties that's going to help you for next year?
Yeah, I mean, definitely learning technique. I got to work on technique. I got to master that because the guys at the front right now, it's kind of the new generation of riding. So I've been working on that, trying to master that, and it's where my weakness is a little bit. I do have good technique, but we need to get it better. So we're working on it, and starts have been dialed. First moto at Millville was last race. Yeah. First start was good. Came out second. Second start, made a bad decision on the tire and messed up my start a little bit. But yeah, it's racing. We're learning, and that's what I'm using my rookie season for.
I mean, social media, a clip of you back from, I think it was one of the earlier Supercross Arlington. Your entry speed can be gnarly, but in the soft stuff, sometimes you get yourself in trouble. I was trying to watch back on the TV to figure out where some of the issues came from. Do you rush your corners at all when it's really soft and kind of stick the bike a little bit? Is that accurate, or would you feel like you learned the most last 2 weekends in a little bit different conditions?
Yeah, definitely. That's where technique has to come into play. You can have wobbly technique and hammer a turn and feel like a hero, but that's you're not going to be able to do that in every turn. So it's kind of realizing to be able to carry that same amount of speed, but do it in a more consistent way with better technique. So just been trying to learn that.
Heck yeah. And we finally have our little break coming up here in the series. Going to be first year and probably in a while you haven't had to go down Lorez. What do you want to do with the time off? Is it all grind? Is there anything a little fun on the schedule, a little family time or anything?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we'll definitely take a couple days off and just regroup, get on recover a little bit, and then get back to work. You only have after that 3 more rounds, I believe. So those ones will be just get some good work in and come out hammering at those last ones.
Let me be back soon.
Dude,
Okay.
he's got to get back.
I know. Yeah, your boy's not here. Where the hell's Lewis?
I don't know. It's hard for him to captain the ship from another continent. So
He had to go home and give Stewart a little help, but he'll be back.
I do. I mean, he's got to show some love to the other boys, but we need him back pretty desperately right now. But if we can win this weekend, we gotta break the streak for. I think he's won, and I've won at every. No, what did he tell me? I think every race he's been at, I've won. I don't know. It was some weird stat like that, but I'm gonna break that this weekend.
Sorry, Lewis, you can win without you. So, speaking of which, Washougal, a lot of us have been pretty hyped up. You've gone overalls here against Tomac. You do well here. Is a round even you personally on the schedule look at with excitement? What do you feel when you come here?
Yeah, it's definitely exciting coming back to this place. I wouldn't say it's like I do like this track. I enjoy the ruts, and overall the layout's pretty fun. It has a good flow to it, but I think the biggest thing here is just it's pretty cool to look at, like the scenery and stuff around, and driving up, seeing the creek and all that. So the track is, it could be dry, but it could also have really good traction. So it just kind of depends on what we get tomorrow. But I do like this track. It's got, like I said, good ruts and overall has a good flow. So looking forward to that. But yeah, we've had some success, and hopefully we can keep building on that tomorrow.
Millville was good, especially first moto. Nobody's really ran Jet down with him having a lead. Didn't quite go your way, but definitely a big momentum build last weekend. What did we work on this week? Anything? Just motos? Anything we've tweaked on, or pretty happy with where we're going?
Yeah, last weekend was good. I think that, like you said, that's the first time Jet's ever been ran down like that, which is good. But we got to get the deal, close the deal, and get one of these moto wins at least. So This week, just focus on more of the same stuff for me, technique-wise, and then also just working on my starts and a little bit of bike setup, but just trying to kind of keep everything a little bit similar so we can have a good feeling coming into the weekends. And yeah, I think every weekend I get a little bit more recovered. After Red Bud, I was like, dude, I'm ready to throw the towel back in because I was like super depleted the next week. I didn't know what was going on. But since then, we've gotten better and better, and I feel like I'm back to normal, so that's good, and starting to ride a little bit more like myself. So it's more of the same for me, and hopefully we can translate that into a win this weekend.
Last one on a little bit of a scale. I know earlier this year we've been saying you weren't quite feeling like yourself outdoors. Are we there yet, or do you still feel like there's a little bit left there to kind of get yourself back in the groove?
I would say I'm there. I think last weekend, first moto, that was even a faster pace than last year. People like to say that, I think you were going faster last year, but I honestly look at, or at least the feeling I had in the first moto, I think that's faster than I went last year. So the game just continues to elevate with Jet coming up. He's brought some new life to the class, and it's forced me to kind of up my game, which I take that challenge, and yeah, that's something I can look forward to every weekend, is getting better. And with Eli last year, we were going fast, but like I said, every year we get faster, and you got to be. I'm glad I came back at least for these rounds, because I think it's helped me out and something I can build on into next year. And I think if you come in off the couch, it's hard to kind of see how the level is. And now that I'm racing it, we kind of know what to expect and can build to being better for next year and also the rest of the season.
Colt 45, we're back at the Nationals. I've seen you riding a little bit outdoors.
Is this for me?
Oh, look
You're
at that.
shitting me.
Look at that.
Man.
Wow.
So one thing you don't realize whenever you're privateer is you don't have food. So this is pretty clutch. We forgot to stop at any sort of anything. So, Kuzo, you're the fucking man. Sorry.
You're good.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Got
What
you
a
caught.
lifesaver.
What a lifesaver.
Yeah, he's
Just
coming
like
in clutch with multiple things today. But yeah, we forgot to get any kind of food. Something you don't think about. But no, I'm excited to be back, man. This is first ever national on a 450. First national in a while. I raced in 2021. I don't even know when my last race was. So it's been a long time. So I'm excited to be back.
So at the end of Supercross, did you even think you're going to do any nationals? Did you always want to do a couple? Is it kind of more, hey, the SMX point thing's getting tight, I kind of need some on the board? What was the thought process?
Yeah, a little bit of both, really. Like I said, I never raced on a 450, so I wanted to do that, period. And then the opportunity to race World came up. We did that, and so I thought it was kind of done. Then whenever they canceled France, the second round of WSX, I was like, okay, well, now we have such a huge break. Like, maybe I can logistically make this work. And then ever since then, it's been trying to just piece it together. You know, phone call after phone call, and asking people for things and just seeing what I can put together. So it's been a little stressful, but at the same time, it's kind of fun. You know, being on this side of it. Now, if I had to do this all the time, I'd probably hate it. But you know, for a few one-off races, it's exciting. You know, it puts me in a different position I've ever been in. So just piecing it together.
How many of these do you think you're going to be able to do then?
Depends. Depends on how many points we get. So and how that looks after this race. If this goes well, we'll kind of see where we're at. But I don't know. Logistically, it's going to be hard to make any more, just based off of I got to give Don's bike back. So then I probably got to. Which no matter what, we were probably going to buy a bike whenever I got back home. And then just figuring out how I could get my bike to the races since I'd only have one, and then just, I don't know, a bunch of stuff. So we'll see. Maybe Ironman, maybe not. We'll see.
I don't know. Used to be a Team Green guy. Might have called Ryan Holiday up by now, I imagine.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I might have to call him up and be like, yo, help me out a little bit here. But we'll see. Hopefully we can swing some parts from them if they're nice and get us some stuff going.
How are we feeling coming this week? As like I said, I saw you ride locally. When I saw you, you were still riding stock stuff. You were doing some motos with PB. Yep. PB came back pretty strong last week, and you looked pretty good against him the other day. Yeah,
I mean, we've had some good riding back at home, for sure. But like you said, we've been on the bone stock suspension that came on the Cowie, and we were just going to run that for a long time. And then I rode Don's bike that has the SR edition stuff on it, and it was a little better than the stock stuff. So we're like, all right, let's run that. And I felt good back at home, but you know, feeling good at home and then coming to the race is two totally different things. So if I can get a good start, I'll be happy just to kind of see where I fit in. But I have no expectations, no idea how we're gonna do. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Last one for you. So There's always a lot of talk about how much racing we do nowadays. We need more breaks in the schedule.
Yeah.
Well, you've had a little bit of a break here. How stir crazy do you end up going when you don't race for a couple weeks?
Yeah, it's just, I think it'd be different if nobody was racing, but the fact that everyone's racing and I'm just sitting there, feel like doing nothing, like twiddling my thumbs, I'm like, dude, I want to go race or do something. So, especially for me too, doing, like I said, outdoors, it's something I've never done before on a 450. So I'm like, well, if I can kind of check that off the list too, that would be nice. Getting to go race World, that's cool too. Just a different avenue, different style of racing for everything. So it's definitely been one thing at a time, but we were definitely going a little stir crazy. But trying to piece this together, I'm like, this is a lot more stressful and more moving parts than I thought there were going to be. But that's all right. Race was race, man. I want to show up and race and just see where we go.
Okay, somebody's chasing. We're chasing some money this weekend.
Yeah, trying to chase some money. Gotta go against this guy, the local. So I mean, hopefully we battle pretty good, and I mean, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, man. I haven't raced a two-stroke in quite a while, so bike feels fast in the pits. So we're about to find out at press day how fast this thing really is. XBR built, and I mean, it sounds good. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, little bit loose on the program here. This is press day is break-in, first time riding.
Yeah.
But you're a two-stroke guy at heart.
Yeah, at heart I'm a two-stroke guy, so it's I think it'll within the 20-minute session I'll probably feel right at home, and I'm actually kind of looking forward to riding the bike without engine braking at such a slippery track. I think it actually probably will benefit me. So I'm looking forward to it. Just have a good time and enjoy Washougal.
If we win the money tomorrow, what are we spending on?
Honestly, I might buy this thing from Yamaha if I win. So we'll see. This thing's pretty sweet, man. So if they'll let me buy it. So that's the big question there.
I think we can work that out.
Yeah.
Orridge is here. We can work out a deal.
Yeah, we can work out a deal. So or an e-bike. I might buy an e-mountain bike. So we'll see.
There we go. Anything else? So summer started out pretty good. It went a little rough in the middle. Still happy you bumped up to the 450 last minute?
Yeah, I'm very happy with like the switch to Yamaha, everything. We just kind of ran into some issues with like my bike was so good on the West Coast that I struggled when I went east on like the soft threaded stuff, and I thought originally it was gonna be better, but my forks were just so soft that it just wasn't working on East Coast stuff. But Millville, I got a new setting. I felt way more comfortable. Like I could be aggressive, everything in between, and it handled a lot better in that condition. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the races, and it should be good.
Nice. Last one. So I know from personally talking to you, like somebody in your position, it's kind of tough to figure out if you're going to keep maybe how many more years you're going to do to keep going. You seemed a little more refreshed. Are you looking forward to maybe being a 450 guy full time next year? You want to do it?
Yeah, that's the plan right now. Is do 450 full time next year. Yamaha's stepping up quite a bit with my program next year. Just got to iron out some final details, but yeah, right now it's looking like 450 full time next year, and just I mean, get that new chassis dial on Supercross and see how it goes.
So I was at Kahir earlier this week. I was wondering who the dude on the Honda freaking ripping was. Did not expect to see you on this side of the planet right now. What's going on?
Yeah, I just come over here. We have a long break in our season right now, so I'll come over here to do a little bit of riding and see what was going on. And then I was riding at Kahir on Wednesday, and then a few guys made a calls, asked if I wanted to race this weekend, and I mean, everyone's been so welcoming and making everything happen really quick. So now I'm here. I drove 15 hours from Cali and literally just arrived like 20 minutes ago. So it's all new. It's really weird not knowing anyone in the pits or anything like that, but I'm sure I'll get to know a lot of people over the weekend, and I'm just looking forward to racing here. I've always wanted to do it, but never had the chance now. So
with the gap in Australian schedule, how many more of these can you do?
I mean, we have another, I think, 4 weeks off, but I'm booked to go home on Monday night. So, I mean, I think you guys have 2 weeks off after this anyway. So, I don't think it's possible to do many more. Best case scenario, I think I could do the last round possibly, but yeah, that's if everything come together.
Have we started twisting your Reeves wrist for a US ride maybe next year?
Not at the moment. Like I said, I've never been here or I never rode here. So, we'll see after this weekend. Maybe it happens.
I mean, this is about as close to home as we get for you, but at the same time, I know you and your brother have your Hill Jam. Hill Jam's coming up, right?
Yeah, it's in 3 weeks. So, I mean, I live in North Carolina now, but because of this, the timing with everything, we're getting ready for Big Hill Jam. it's just a 2.5-hour drive up the road. So.
Nice. So I would guess the main reason you're here, other than getting to experience Pro Motocross for the first time in quite a few years, is that SMX points tally has gone a little bit close. How close are you to the border? Like, is the race definitely going to help keep you in the top 20, or?
I don't know. Last I checked, I was 18th, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I still am or aren't. So, I mean, I'm not
worried
holding
about
my breath that showing up to one round is going to secure that that spot in there. But, you know, I think I'm like 1 point behind Christian. So if I scored 1 point, it's like, or something like that, you know, I'm that much closer, that many more, you know, 2 more, 3 more guys could pass me and I'm still in. So, whatever. I'm up, it's right up the road. I'm probably in the best shape I've been in even though I've only rode moto like 3 or 4 times, but I still feel the best shape I've been in a long time. So when this event comes around, so got some Enzo suspension, liked it, no testing, it's just stock stuff, threw a PC pipe and some bars on, and we're going on a Yamaha.
But your Tedder team, they come out with spray. I saw the rig pulling
They
in.
did, yeah. We just blacked out my Yamaha, and Tedders came out to help out. We were kind of in limbo on what we're going to do with bikes, and I'm riding for the CDR guys, and Mountain Motorsports got me some Yamahas to practice on, so it just made more sense to just ride Yamahas.
Yep. So speaking of that, you're, like you said, best shape you felt a long time. Longevity of career, are you surprised every year still kind of doing this? Like, it's not the same as full Pro Motocross, Supercross go, but you keep yourself busy. You do a lot of events, you do a lot of different racing.
Yeah, I've done, like in the last year, I've done just about as much as anybody, as much stuff as I'm doing in Europe and Australia. And I mean, I think until December 1st, I'm going to have 2 more weekends off for the whole rest of the year. So it's a full-on schedule, but I love it, man. Like, I always said when I was young, like, I don't ever want to stop doing this. And then I had some big injuries where I, like, thought to myself, I better stop doing this. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, I don't know, it just never goes away. I love riding too much. And office, you know, working for Monster was awesome, and it was a blessing to stay this close to the sport and then still get an opportunity to come back and do it. You know, like when they said, hey, do you want to be an athlete again? I jumped at that opportunity.
So quick one, for those that don't know what Big Hill Jam is, can you give me a short overview of what your guys' event is?
So the run of events, we have a Moto Climb Super Series event, which is, you know, hill climb. We have a 450 stock class and then an open class. They're like 300 horsepower bikes. And then we have a pit bike race that has $5,000 purse money and a best whip contest. I think it's $10,000. And man, bands. It's just a fun moto party and, you know, different events that are, I don't know, it's just fun. And we get some really good riders that come up and hang out, and it's really, everybody that makes it usually has a good time.
If anybody wants to learn more about, where can they figure out more about the event?
Just go to bighilljam.com or, you know, type in Big Hill Jam on YouTube and you'll kind of get the gist of what we got going on.
Okay, Seth, I saw you your first day back at Glen Helen before you ended up racing Idaho. You did not have that much time on the bike, and we've been talking about it a little bit in some of our content, but I think your first couple races back have been really impressive, especially your longevity in the motos, because, again, I think you had about 2 weeks on the bike for that first national, right?
Yeah, it wasn't very much time at all, and yeah, I appreciate it. I've been happy with the performances so far, and I feel like it's been good even with my endurance, being off for the bike for that long with the wrist injury before Supercross, and you know, it's tough not racing, but just being off the bike that long and losing all that on the bike fitness and stuff, it's tough. So I'm happy with that, and just got to keep plugging away, keep getting good starts, and I feel like I'm progressing every weekend.
I know it's kind of like sometimes a tough decision. Like, do I come back early? Do I race myself into shape, or do I risk injury versus do I take time to come back? During this little bit of comeback, did you have to weigh that much, or after a week or two, did you know, like, yeah, I just need to go race. I need to get K drops.
Yeah, we just wanted to make sure, like, whenever I did come back, I was going to be pretty competitive and be up there in the mix. So that's kind of where we didn't know exactly when. We were just kind of waiting to see when I was ready. So we decided, Red Bud would be the best one, and I think we made a good decision. Definitely before Southwick. It's always nice to come back, and then to get through this stretch and finish out strong.
So again, those couple races came back good starts, ran up front early, and then you'd hang in there for quite a while. I mean, as little prep time as you had, did you find yourself as the laps counting down going, dang, I'm in this. Was it a little bit better than expected again for that short amount of time?
I think it was, yeah. And it's always, you're up there and you're running up front with the top guys, and they're halfway. They keep that intensity going, and that's really the one thing that you miss when you're racing is just that intensity of those top guys. So that's been taking a little bit to get used to again, but I think it's coming back, like I said, a little bit more every weekend. It's coming back quick to me, and yeah, just more race experience is going to, keep me going longer in the motos with those guys.
So there's been some technical changes at PC this year. You guys have recently a new suspension technician. I know from Supercross on, I heard a lot of changes on the bike. You guys finally went to fat bars. I know there's been a lot of updates on suspension things, particularly the front end. Missing some of that time and coming back, how big of a difference did you notice in the package when you first came back?
Yeah, it's been, we've been making a lot of progress, and honestly, when I first got back, I started on my outdoor setup last year, so it wasn't anything too different for me, but like, we've been testing since I got back on the bike and then through these races as well, so it's been like, it's been good to like progress with the bike and then with me as well, so, but I'm happy with everybody at the team. They've been working hard, and I think we found that we need to go stiffer and stiffer as we get to the East Coast tracks where the dirt and the soil weighs the bike down already. So when you're out riding in California, you tend to want to go a little bit softer and plusher. But when you get to the national tracks, it's you know that you need to go stiffer because the bumps are bigger, the soil is going to drag the bike, so you just automatically need to go stiffer when you're here. And we've been figuring that out.
What's been the biggest gain then when you go east as you go stiffer? Is it just stability because the bike doesn't dive under braking? I think of sometimes when bikes are stiffer, they almost feel lighter because, again, the bike doesn't teeter-totter as much.
For
Imagine
sure.
in the deep stuff, it's a little easier hopping in and out.
Absolutely, yeah. Like the teeter-totter is a big thing, and then not rocking back and forth, and then just kind of having that thing float a little bit, and have it up in the stroke, not being in the bottom, and then blow through in those big G-outs and big break and bumps and whatnot. So that's pretty much the biggest thing.
So we got, after Washougal, we got our break, we've got our last rounds. Kind of what are your goals here for the end of the season? What do you want to personally check off that you would be pretty satisfied here by the end of outdoors?
Yeah, I think next is, I got the top 5 overall at Southwick, and then I think next for me would just be a moto podium, and then an overall podium before the end of the season. I'd really want to get one of those, and it's kind of where my head's at. I know I can do it. I just need to put myself in good positions, and this one's a good track for me, so I'm excited.